In chapter 6A for Spanish 1, we also take a look at a couple more stem changing verbs. One of those verbs we've seen before. We know the yo form and we know the to form already, and that verb is poder. Its technical definition is to be able to. But I like to call it to can, because once we actually conjugate this verb, we don't say I am able to and you are able to. We say I can and you can and can we. So that's why I like to just call it this, even though that's not a real word. The verb is poder. Now these stem changing verbs, we lovingly refer to them as boot verbs, because this stem right here is going to change in some way to some other configuration of letters in all of the forms within the shape of a boot inside of our verb chart. So here's our verb chart, and right here is the boot shape that the change occurs in. So an O in poder changes to a UE. That's the stem change we're going to be working with. So in the yo form, instead of puedo, it'll be yo puedo. Yo puedo means I can. Tú puedes. Puedes means you can. Él puede. He or she is able to or can. Now nosotros is outside of the boot, because remember our boot shape is right here. So because it's outside, there will not be a stem change that takes place. It just stays as an O, and we add the regular ER ending. Same thing, by the way, happens here in the vosotros ending. When we want to talk to a bunch of people informally in Spain, we would say vosotros podéis. And then back to changing the stem again for the ellos or ellas form. Once again, right here's our boot. And inside that boot, we have to change the O to a UE. And outside we do not. So then the other verb in this chapter is the same, similar verb. It has the same stem change. It's the verb dormir. It's everyone's favorite activity. It's to sleep. And again, the O in dormir changes to a UE. So if you could, I would recommend that you pause the video and try to conjugate dormir on your own. Change the O to a UE, and be careful on your nosotros form, because not only does it not change, but it's an IR verb. So if you want to give yourself a little challenge, pause the video real quick, see if you can conjugate that verb all on your own. So the O changes to a UE. Duermo for I sleep. Duermes is you sleep. Duerme, he or she sleeps. No change on dormimos, but we are going to make sure we have an I in our IR ending, because it's an IR verb. And duermen. The vosotros form will not have a stem change, and there's your ending for vosotros in Spain. So that's how we conjugate these two stem changing verbs.